In the event of a water damage emergency, call PuroClean of Cenla.
Good morning, everyone. I had to patch things together a little bit this morning because we lost data around 2 a.m. Something happened. I don't know what the deal was, but it's something I would restart and it would all fix. So I did that this morning, but it takes a little while to get all the data in. You'll see what I mean here in just a second. We have most things ready to go, though. The cameras, they were all gray. They're looking great now. Toledo Bend looks good. Partly cloudy skies. We had some storms kind of lingering last night after 9 o'clock, a little unauthorized storm action there. And those, actually, I think from what I'm seeing, it knocked out some, I don't know if it was a water treatment plant or something down in the Plainview area. So those were loud. I aimed the cameras toward them so you could watch the lightning and all that stuff. I think I shared the wrong link, so I'm all over the place. A couple of clouds starting to pop up right now this morning out there on the western horizon. I think we get a few thunderstorms out there later today. Right now, not much going on radar, and you see how it kind of jumps there. We had that going, and then, yeah, starting to get the new data in. So that's one of the things you'll notice. Just a couple of sprinkles out there, though. Not much this morning. 83 degrees, Alexandria, 86 down in Lafayette. It is 80s across the state. Everyone's seeing that. And for today, it looks like, yeah, I mean, we're going to see some gusty wind here, but it's going to be tied to the thunderstorms like we've been seeing the last, I don't know, 70, 80 days. Other than that, it looks like light winds around 5 to 10 miles per hour. But near storms, you could gust 30, 40, maybe in a very robust storm up around 50 miles per hour. That said, I think we stay below severe limits. Can't rule out an isolated, wayward severe storm. I think, about a 50 to 60% coverage today, kind of like yesterday, and that means like half of you see nothing. I know 50 to 60% seems high, but it does not mean you definitely see the rain falling in your area. And I think I got out to about 10 hours on this by the time I stopped it. But yeah, you can kind of see how things are to the south. We're seeing storms pop up. We get a few up along I-20 a little later in the afternoon, and then by about 5 o'clock, it looks like some isolated storms are going to pop overhead. There we hit the end of the data right there. But from 5 to 7 o'clock, that's when I expect things to kind of wind up, and then I expect things to wind down a little bit after 9, 10 o'clock. Now, this area out here has become a little more interesting overnight, up to a 20% chance for development. No matter what, this thing is not coming here, but it's close. So let's take a look. This is as far as I go on the satellite. Well, look at that fill in right at the end. It's just starting to get the new data in. It's like a dream sequence or something. I don't know why that looks that way, but that's kind of cool. All right, that's satellite right now. That shows you that we went from nothing as this was coming off the coast of Mexico into a pretty good blob of thunderstorms. And that's really kind of like, I couldn't have built a cooler way to show that, how that filled in after about 7, 8 hours of quiet. I actually added this image because we didn't have anything, but that right there shows you that we do have an area of clouds out there, an area of thunderstorms that it's now an Invest. I mean, we actually are running tropical models on this thing. So Invest AL98, it looks like it's going to head pretty much due northwest. I think it heads into either northern Mexico or the southern Texas coast. I don't think it's going to get a name, but this time of year, you never know. We have Aaron out there right now. 50 mile per hour maximum sustained winds continuing on this storm, and this is going to continue on toward the west-northwest and eventually turn out to sea. So no concerns locally, but I do think we end up with a major hurricane out of tropical storm Aaron that should become a hurricane. Here are the models on that real quick. And once again, you see how that turns off toward the north, and eventually that thing is going to go out to sea from all indications I'm seeing right now. For the next 7 days, again, about a 1/4 inch to 1 inch of rain in most rain gauges. It's going to come through scattered storms. There's not going to be some sort of widespread rain that just blankets the area. Best chance for that is going to be today. I think after that, rain chances go back to typical summer levels, about 30 to 40%, where it's just isolated, just kind of throw the paint at the wall and see where it sticks, and that is what we're going to see over the Friday to Wednesday time frame. And after that, it's the same thing. The good news is I don't see any major tropical troubles headed this way, so no indication of that. It looks like low to mid 90s through the end of the month with at least chance for rain each day. So that's going to keep us hopefully free of those drought designations and all that stuff. Actually, those update today. I'll have to check on the new stuff. I know the National Weather Service has been reaching out to me to talk to farmers and stuff like that and just kind of see what's going on the ground. And I love that kind of cooperation, collaboration. And that's it for today. Not a lot to talk about, but that area over the Gulf is something that we're going to keep an eye on. If that does get a name, it stays well west of us. It might boost the moisture just a little bit, so we will keep a close watch on things down there. Other than that, I'm going to go cut the 24-hour channel hit and see what the rest of the day brings. I hope you have a great Thursday.